we doing, guys? All right? Out in the usual place again. I must definitely try going somewhere different. I do apologise if the videos are a bit jumpy, because they are choppy. And they're choppy because I have to chop out all the ums and the pauses, like that one, like that one, like that one. Because that's how my brain works. It's extremely slow, but it doesn't add to good pacing. What I need to do is to be able to film it at a good pace.
But because my head doesn't work at a good pace,
it has to keep stopping and waiting and going ums all the time. Then obviously I have to chop all those out to keep the pace moving. And why is this pace like this, may I hear you ask? It's modern society, isn't it? Some of you guys in America, if you're watching it from over there, is the American dream. What do they call it?
Workaholic-ism.
Something like that. It's the same over here. There's this drive to have to succeed. Well, what are we succeeding in? You know, it's the speed of life and everything.
It's all got rather stupid, I think. It's so fast.
I think we always had a reasonably fast pace of life anyway.
It's just getting faster and faster.
Unfortunately, technology is not helping it. I mean, they call it productivity. But what productivity actually is allowing employers to give their employees more jobs to do. So productivity means that they can make more money out of you because you can get twice as many things done.
It's called you being productive.
You're more stressed because it means you're doing twice as many tasks as you were before. It's also known as the hustle culture, or I've led to believe the hustle. It's all about having to move as fast as possible to get as many tasks done as quickly as possible. Usually the bottom line, if you're working for yourself,
this is going to mean making as much money as possible.
Obviously our striving is striving to make money. And I can understand that all too well when you try to make videos on YouTube. Are you trying to make the videos for the goodness of the videos? I'm finding I'm starting to go back to trying to make the videos better, but I have to balance that up with the amount of time it takes me to make it and the amount of money that I'm going to earn from it.
But lots of people say, well, give up doing YouTube if it's only for the money.
It's part of my income. It's not my sole income. I do other things as well. I sell things on eBay and stuff. I sell things, I fix push bikes, and I do YouTube. That's what I do. That's part of my income. Obviously, it's part of it. So if I spend more time making a video, if I have the time to do it, it's like at the moment, I don't have any bikes to do. And because I don't have any bikes to do, I can spend more time planning the videos and I can create better videos. I'm not pushed for the money quite so much. I mean, in some ways I am, because I don't have a lot of money at the moment because I don't have any bikes to repair. Money's tight, which means I need to try and bang out as many videos as possible to try and make some money up that way. Or I spend more time selling stuff. It swings and roundabouts. I think America has the same work culture as we do over here. I think most people are overworked, underpaid and overstressed. It might seem great when you first go into that, but you need to pace yourself, otherwise you're going to get burnout. I know all too well what burnout is, and I think it's happened to me 2 or 3 times. And if you type in burnout on YouTube, you'll be surprised how many YouTubers have had exactly the same thing. And you think, but why are you doing it? Are you doing it for the money? Probably are. I think the biggest problem is glamorizing workaholic-ism. Unless you're working yourself to the bone and you're working yourself to a burnout, then you're classed as lazy. If you don't do things as fast as the other person, if the other person's going through a workaholic-ism thing and they're just working mad at your workplace, for example, and the boss sees that person working like that, thinking, oh great, then everybody should be doing the same. But maybe other people have already had burnout and they can't work at that pace. And the thing is, if everybody's push to that level, they will all burn out as well. I mean, this is what's happened this is what is happening now in the teaching profession. The amount of teachers that are leaving, even younger teachers as people who started in only a few years, and they're like, we're not doing this anymore. I know personally lots of people who have left the profession through burnout. Basically, they cannot keep going at the pace that they're going. It is the profession's fault. They just put too much onto people, you know. It's not good. The problem I'm finding is that lots of people are bringing the work home with them as well. Because of the technology, people are, say, given computers to do their work on. So what do? They bring them home with them. So they continue their work at home. So they get into a certain work ethic that they have to produce X, Y, Z amount of work. And maybe when you first start your job, you're being making yourself, oh, he's a lovely conscientious person. He or she is, you know, highly conscientious. Look, they've done that extra bit of work, or they've got that report done that much quicker. Oh, well done you. Well, you're going to be expected to do the same next time, and the same again, and same again, and same again, because that's what you did at the beginning. Once you put down the roots of how well you've achieved something or how fast you've done something, they're going to expect the same thing over and over again. We're human beings. We can't keep going at that sort of pace. I think the trick is not to pace yourself that fast at the beginning. I'm not a fast person. I've never ever been a fast person. Even when I was in the building trade and I used to do lots of painting and decorating, I never used to be able to do it as fast as everybody else, and I never used to make enough money, basically because I used to just take my time. I used to go at my pace because I didn't want to burn myself out. You know, some people would be going in and they'd be doing a whole house in a week, which technically you could do. I used to find it quite difficult to do, and again, I still suffered burnout. I think I would have probably suffered it a lot sooner in my life had I not seen the signs initially, you know. I think the thing is, you've got to realise to yourself that you're the more important one, not your employer or who you're working for. You need to pace yourself not to overdo it. You owe it to yourself. You're only doing it for the money, and there's more to life than money. And if you make yourself sick, you're not going to be able to earn any money. So you need to pace yourself from day one. According to some statistics, the US apparently works far more than most other countries, and the workaholic-ism is just getting ridiculous. They're not putting up any wages, but I do find that's the same over here in the UK. Japan especially, I've seen a lot of reports over there about a lot of people having to work excessive hours in Japan. Problem is you're creating too much stress. Again, you're creating that burnout mentality again, that you're pushing people beyond what they're capable of doing. The problem is that we've got technology that can do things faster, and we're expecting people to do the same. I think this is the problem. This is the onset of AI. This is why AI is being created, because they're like, we need to get things done quicker, you know, so we'll create AI to produce it for us. AI isn't going to burn out, but people are. So maybe this is how it's going to become. I don't know. What I have noticed is a lot of the Nordic countries, they definitely seem to have it right. They love nature, they have more time for themselves, they have shorter working weeks, and they're far more productive. Or people that I've noticed from the Nordic countries, I mean especially a lot of the Nordic channels on YouTube, they're all that much more relaxed, and they're that much more productive because they're not being productive, if that makes any sense at all. I guess that sounds a bit silly, but I think the whole ethos on life is completely different. The work ethic on things is completely different. It works. It really works over there. You put your mind and your spirit first, and then the work comes later. Because at the end of the day, the work is for the money. You need more than money to survive. You need nature. You need life to survive. You know, you need your relaxation. You need your spiritualism. That's what you need. You don't just need the money. So that's it for this one. Just a little thought I thought. I thought I'd put up a bit of a thought-provoking one in this one. So remember to get out and enjoy nature and go for some walks and do stuff that doesn't involve money, maybe, or just do something that resonates with you, and just take a step back. I know, because it's all too easy to become a workaholic. You know, you can really get into it and really enjoy it, which is great, but it's going to be a tipping point. If you push it too far, you're going to burn yourself out. It's you know, everything in moderation, as my nan used to say to me. I think my mum does as well. Anyway, that'll do. Love and lights for everybody. Have a great rest of the day, and have a nice day, and see you next video.